Welcome to the chemistry class, and today I will start a new chapter, and the name of this chapter is electrolysis. So first we will discuss what do you mean by electrolysis. The word electrolysis is made up of two words. One is called electro, another is called lysis. Electro means electricity and lysis means dissociation. Okay. So by passing of electricity, there will be some chemical dissociation reaction. Suppose if you pass electricity through acidulated water, then water molecules will break up by electricity into hydrogen gas and oxygen gas. So this is a chemical change called electrolytic dissociation of water. Okay, and the process is called electrolysis. So next we will discuss some important terms. First we will discuss what is conductor. Conductors are the substances which allows the passage of electric current through them in the solid state. All metals are good conductors of heat and electricity, but graphite, although is a non-metal, conduct electricity. Okay, because of presence of free electrons. Okay, in the sp2. Okay, hybridization carbon containing one odd electron. Okay, free electron that is conducting the current. Next we will discuss the non-conductor. This one is also called insulator. These are the non-conductors are the substances which does not allow any electric current to flow through it. Okay. Generally we can think about plastic, ceramics, glass. These are the non-conductors. Next we will discuss the type of conductors. There are generally two types of conductors. One is called metallic conductor, another is the electrolytes. Okay. So first we will discuss metallic conductor. Metallic conductors. Now, these metallic conductors allow the electric current to flow through them without undergoing any type of chemical decomposition or chemical change. Okay. Suppose when you are passing current through copper wire, there will be no change. Okay. Electricity will pass through copper wire. Okay. So these are metal conductors. And another is, that is the electrolytes. Now what are the electrolytes? These are the substances which in aqueous solution or in molten state conduct electric current, and the passage of current produces a chemical change. We can give examples like aqueous solution of sodium chloride, any salt. We can take aqueous solution of HCl, that means dilute HCl, acid, or dilute any aqueous solution of base like NaOH solution. That are the electrolytes. Next we will discuss non-electrolytes. Non-electrolytes. Now non-electrolytes are the substances whose aqueous solution does not conduct electric current. Is called non-electrolytes. Okay. Suppose you can think about pure water. pure water, there is no free ions, it will not conduct electricity. Alcohol, okay, you can think about sugar solution, urea, okay, these are the non-electrolytes. Next, these electrolytes can be divided into another two parts. One is called strong electrolyte, another is called weak electrolyte. Next, we will discuss strong electrolytes. Strong electrolytes. Now, what are called strong electrolytes? Strong electrolytes are almost completely dissociated. That means 100% dissociated in fused or in aqueous solution state. These electrolytes allow a large amount of electricity to flow through them and hence are very good conductors of electricity. Okay, example we can tell that all mineral acids like hydrochloric acid, dilute hydrochloric acid, dilute sulfuric acid, nitric acid. We can think about bases like sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide. We can think about the salt solution like sodium chloride, potassium chloride, sodium sulfate. They will be in the aqueous solution or in the molten state. Okay, they are very strong electrolyte and their degree of dissociation, which generally get alpha value will be greater than 30%. Okay, and actually whenever you will take the 100 HCl molecule or 100 sulfuric acid molecule in water, it will be fully dissociated, completely dissociated, okay, into the corresponding ions. Next we will discuss weak electrolytes. Now what are weak electrolytes? Weak electrolytes are partially dissociated in fused or in aqueous solution state. These electrolytes allow a small amount of electricity to flow through them and hence as poor conductor of electricity. Organic acids, we know they are weak acids like oxalic acid, acetic acid, okay, citric acid, all are weak electrolytes. Bases, weak bases like ammonium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide, magnesium hydroxide, these are weak electrolytes. Salts like sodium carbonate, sodium bicarbonate, these are weak electrolytes. Here the degree of dissociation alpha value will be less than 30%, and here both ion and molecules are present in the solution. So as the number of ion is less, so they are weak electrolytes. Next we will discuss electrolytic cell. Electrolytic cell is a non-conducting vessel containing the electrolyte for electrolysis. It is also called voltmeter. Okay, and here will be two metal rod. Okay, one is called anode and another is called cathode. The electrode connected to the positive terminal of the battery is called anode, and the electrode connected to the negative terminal of the battery is called the cathode. Okay, if we draw the picture, then you can easily understand what is anode and what is cathode. Suppose this is the electrolytic cell or voltmeter containing the electrolytes. Okay, here two metal rod is dipped and one is connected to the positive terminal of the battery. This one is the battery, and here we have to take one key. This one is the key. Okay, and this one is the negative terminal of the battery, the negative, and this one is battery, and this negative part is attached with this another electrode. Now this one is the positive and this one is the negative, and this one is called anode and this one is called cathode, and this is electrolyte. It will be in the molten state, maybe in the molten state or maybe in the aqueous solution. Okay, now here we can put one bulb to check the intensity of the light or glowing of light. Okay, now here if we press the key, if we take some electrolyte here, if suppose NaCl solution is there, definitely what will happen? The bulb will grow brightly. Why? Because sodium chloride is a strong electrolyte, will completely dissociate, and there will be huge amount of ions that will carry huge amount of current. Okay, definitely the bulb will grow brightly. But if we take weak electrolyte, suppose this is acetic acid solution, okay, so number of ion is less, so amount of current will be flow to this circuit will be less, and definitely the bulb will glow dimly, okay, or dim glow of the bulb. This one is the bulb, electric bulb. So by observing the glowing intensity of the bulb, you can tell whether an electrolyte is strong or weak. And if you take the alcohol solution, alcohol water solution, then bulb will not go. That means this is a non-electrolyte. And this container here, it is called voltmeter. Okay. Now this is the complete diagram by which you can understand what is electrolyte cell. Next we will discuss the electrolysis. Okay, the process. Electrolysis is the decomposition of a substance, that means electrolyte, in the aqueous solution, or it will be in the fused state by the passage of direct electric current, DC, okay, and resulting in discharges of ions as neutral atoms at the respective electrodes. Suppose if you take NaCl fused NaCl, that means molten NaCl, then it will dissociate into Na plus and OH minus. Na plus and Cl minus. Okay. Now what will be the chemical changes? So at cathode, which one will go? Cathode, this one is cathode, this is negative charge. Definitely the anion will go, that means cation will go, that means Na plus will go. Okay. As it is negative charge, Na plus will go here. So Na plus will accept one electron, forming Na solid. Okay, so that is the neutral atom. Hope you can understand. And this process, that is the gaining of electron, is called reduction. So at cathode there will be reduction reaction. Now what will be the case of anode? At anode, which one will go? Anode is this one, plus charge is there. So definitely that Cl minus will go here and it will discharge. So Cl minus, okay, will release one electron forming Cl. Okay, so here also neutral atom is forming. Okay, and here as there is loss of electron, so this process is called oxidation. But Cl cannot stay, okay, as an atom, so 2Cl will combine, this nascent chlorine will form chlorine gas. Now here at anode there is what? Oxidation and forming of chlorine gas. So electrolysis involves a chemical reaction where both oxidation and reduction takes place, and so it is called as redox process. A reaction where both oxidation and reduction takes place. Okay, so these are redox reactions. So these are redox. Hope you can understand. Next we will discuss another topic, that is there will be some substances containing only ions. There will be some substances in aqueous or molten state contains only ions, and in another case there may be molecules, and in another case both ion and molecules. Okay. Suppose if we think about the non-electrolyte, okay, non-electrolytes do not ionize and it only contains molecules. Suppose if you take sugar, okay, so sugar, alcohol, acetone, chloroform, carbon tetrachloride, that is the covalent molecules. Okay, here you will get only molecules. Okay, there will be no dissociation. They are non-electrolytes. So in this case, you will get only molecules. Okay. Next case, there may be some compounds where you will get only ions. Okay. So these are the strong electrolytes. Strong electrolytes ionize completely in solution and hence contains ions only. So you can think about that sodium chloride, okay, potassium chloride, sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, sulfuric acid, nitric acid, if you take in the solution state, okay, it will completely dissociate, okay, and there will be only ions. Hope you can understand. Next, another type is there where both ions and molecules are present. Okay, that means they are weak electrolytes. Weak electrolytes ionize only partially and hence contain both molecules and ions. So I can show you this one, acetic acid. If you take acetic acid solution, then what will happen? It will partial dissociate, degree of dissociation alpha will be less than 30%. It will form CH3COO minus plus H plus. Or if you take water, then there will be formation of H3O plus. Okay. So here some molecules will be also there. Ions also will be there. Because if you take 100 molecules of acetic acid, so here if the alpha value is 20%, so that means there will be formation of after dissociation, okay, the amount of molecule remained will be 80 and acetate ion will be 20 and hydronium ion will be 20. So from here you can easily understand, so 80 molecule will be there as well as 20 ions will be there. So in this case there will be existence of both molecules and ions. Okay. So this type of questions are generally given in your board exam. So this concept is very important for you. And today up to this, next day we will discuss more about this electrolysis. Thank you.